The Bizarre World of Enid Shhnaarp. What a bizarre world she lives in, this Enid Shhnaarp. Oh, you see, her last name is spelled Shhnaarp. One does not pronounce the sh, for it is silent. It's in the name, you see, silence. Yes, a bizarre world indeed. The insanity of this world is driven by the perspective of the viewer, they say, or is it driven by the insanity of the perspective? One can never fully remember. Her world is a tangible spread of gray, white and black to the bowels of shadows. Yet in it, she finds bliss in her ever-growing wanderlust. Traveling in her great big balloon with its eye, yes, an eye. Set in the midst of the balloon, it often has a look of boredom staring blankly off, as if it has better things to do than carry her. She speaks to it often, and yet it still ignores her, sailing for the comfort in its ongoing contempt. Sailing the skies, yes, one sails the skies, for in the world of Enid Shhnaarp, it would be absurd to sail the seas. Why would one sail the seas when the clouds are so bushy and brine? Black and white, her world wraps itself in the vested imagination. Black are the clouds, yet when one travels, through them they are treated to a delightful array of white. Traveling in her balloon, she has seen many things, such as the sun setting upward as the last birds fly backwards. Beautiful in its awkward absurdity, but surely there has to be more. She has often wondered if there was ever something more beautiful than the absurd. The eye of her balloon rolls at her inquiry, but she persists. The rain rises and the wind falls. We have ridden over mountains standing below the trees, and yet I have not yet found it, she thinks aloud. What is it, you ask? Something that even in the absurdity of her world would stand out, that's what. The others in her world view her as a bit of an outsider. Even in their world of absurdity, she stands out as an anomaly. Bent, standing at odd angles, barely able to function. Their buildings are as lanky as they are. Grainy to the eye, their world looks as if one had placed a film over it. As she travels in her balloon, with one too many strings and a tilted basket, she once again asks that subliminal question. What's out there? There has to be more than black and white. The sun shines backwards as it does, and surely it must illuminate something new. Rolling its eye, the balloon continues on. What a strange girl, it thinks. Dressed backwards with a shirt that falls to her feet. She is the epitome of opposites. It's a dress, they say. No, it's a skirt, one that's too long, she retorts. Her world is strange indeed. Often Enid would sit watching the storms as they passed. How wonderful. The thunder sounded as if it hung low and deep. The wind swirled backwards, whilst the lightning flashed in reverse. It calmed her. The calm before the storm, as they say. Well, in her case, the calming was the storm. A world of black and white filtered by the raging storm. As she sat in her balloon, she often thought of those old storms from home. Sometimes in her bizarre little world, the rain would fly upwards, and in this she found an unusual happiness. But better still was on the odd occurrence the rain would fall as it was meant and fall upon her tin roof. Ting, ting, ting. How relaxing. She would lay upon her floor, listening to the rain and imagining what she was missing. Where can I find it, she ponders. Once again the eye rolls and continues carrying her into the unknown. Our clouds are black. They are always black, and the storm clouds are black. Do our skies always carry a storm? She asks aloud. Her inquiry goes unanswered. She prefers it that way. For if her inquiries were answered, what would be the point of pondering to begin with? In a world of black and white, shadows rarely show themselves, which is a shame, for they are quite beautiful creatures. It must be sad to be a shadow never seen, to perfectly imitate your object, and then go on to be ignored. After one of her inquiries, Enid often thinks of such things. Of the forgotten and unnoticed variety. Her balloon flies awkwardly through the coming fog, for it knows no other way. Most would avoid the fog, but not Enid Shhnaarp. Moving through the fog, she finds it wet and soothing on her skin. She opens her mouth to taste it, sweet nectar. How bizarre, for fog to be sweet. If she had never dared to fly into it, she would have never known. As wonderful as it is, it still isn't what she was searching for. When she found her balloon, she found it laying happily on the ground, for it was a balloon that never wished to fly. Her mother was bothered by her desire to fly, finding it hopeless and unnecessary. There's nothing in the skies worth her time, she would say. At first, the balloon did not wish to fly. It was content lying on the unnatural and lumpy ground of familiarity. After heavy persuasion, it finally agreed to fly her under the condition that whatever Enid seeks, the balloon would be the first to lay eyes upon it. A bizarre thing to do, promising a balloon. As the two fly, more of the bizarre world is uncovered. Giant trees that duck their heads into the earth. Cats that fetch and dogs that meow. Many other wonders were beheld as well, such as rivers that flowed uphill and leaves that waved opposite the wind. But in this black and white world, it still wasn't what she was searching for. Once, when she was a child, Enid watched the flowers grow, and they grew in reverse, starting out as tall and robust, then growing and wilting back into their bulbs as they grew. She always found this to be quite sad. Poor flowers, born tall and flourished, only to draw back into themselves. Through the lens of her black and white world, she saw different shades, but never knew what they were. Better to not dwell on things we do not understand. Better to explore them instead. As her balloon flew, she saw at the top of opposite hills children sliding up and dreams falling down. Once again, she admires the view, but relents it. It isn't what she seeks. A strong wind blows as her and her balloon drift through the dark valley. With the wind blows up dandelions. They spin and look upon her as they follow her balloon, curious of her intentions. They have seen it, that which Enid Shhnaarp seeks. How wonderful it was. As they wrap around the balloon, they wave and weave, leading her to the spectacular thing. As they approached, she kept her word to her balloon, allowing its first glance. It was not disappointed. As she turned, it burned her face at first till her eyes adjusted. Bright and incomparable, it looked upon her with welcome glee. Through this lens, her world would no longer be black and white. Through this gift, she could enjoy absurdity to its fullest in all its glory. The flowers were no longer sad to her, for now she could see the different shades, and my, what beauty they hold. A new world was given to her, a new world of fantastic beauty. She looked up upon her balloon, and for the first time, it wasn't looking away unconcerned with the world. Its eyes stared forward, looking into the beauty that was unfolding, and from its big, wondrous eye rolled a single tear. The end.